Hello, and welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. We're back today with issue 52 of the Hachette Partworks release of Titanic, the ship, the legend. Okay, so what's in today's magazine? A Date with Destiny. Charlotte and Marjorie Collier. They were photographed after disembarking at New York from the Carpathia, so they survived. That's nice. That was basically the cabin they were staying at. Apparently they used their life savings to board the Titanic. They were second class passengers, which were the rarest. And the majority were steerage, third class. Then obviously you had the first class, and there were very, very few second class passengers. And that apparently is the church that Charlotte is buried at. Lovely. These were images from the tragedy. Allegedly, these were drawings that were all done. Life-saving appliances were inadequate. So yeah, which of course they were. Again, more imagery from after the sinking. There you go. The man can't work out while, well, there weren't enough lifeboats for the people aboard, and they knew that. Speaking of lifeboats, let's have a look at what's in the box today. Oh, just giving something away. Okay, so what's in today's box? More brown envelopes, of course. We have another LED strip. I believe this is the final one. We have another cable that's not getting used yet. It's labelled Z. Inside the horrible brown envelopes, this is feeling very like deja vu. We have 2 lifeboats and 1 cutter. And inside the other horrible brown envelope, we have 2 tarpaulins, the davit pieces again, and we seem to be missing a bit. The skylight for the aft not so grand staircase, and stuck to the sellotape on the horrible brown envelope, we have the other piece of davitry for the cutter. So, the first thing we're doing is it wants us to build the lifeboat first this time, not the cutter. So take one of the lifeboats, fit the tarpaulin piece over the top till it clicks, just like that. And then take one of the two davits that are straight up and down, like this, and it tells you not to glue them at this point, but just to push fit. And they should fit quite snugly anyway. Presuming we'll glue them at a later date. When it comes to fitting the boats, that's the first one. Again, the second one they don't tell us to do anything with, but I'm fitting the tarpaulin on it just to keep it safe, if for no other reason. So again, as I mentioned last time, we're building up quite a stock of lifeboats now. So we'll move the davit over here. And again, yeah, they've been slightly more prescriptive in the way they want the cutter this time. I think people complained last time. So this piece, looking like this, will go in the front of the boat, so it's facing like that. Aye, because last time it wasn't very clear, and this time they've made it much clearer which way on the pieces are going onto the cutter. Cutter is essentially just a smaller lifeboat first piece goes in like that, and if you look, that's the way the half moon piece is sitting. It's basically so it'll swing out over the edge of the deck. And the other one goes in exactly the same on the other side. Just make sure they're both sitting straight, because if they're not, it's going to not only not hang properly, but it'll look terrible. So it looks like that. And then we have the davit to do, which again, this time with the nub facing this way, the davit is getting glued in like this. And this one actually has quite a tight fit. I'm still going to put glue on it because the last thing you want is for it to fall out. And a little touch of glue here. It's only going to need a little touch because it's, as I said, quite a tight fit this time. Unusually, they're normally not the tightest, these pieces. Again, line the pins up the holes, push it in, and that is what the davit looks like. And the next thing we're going to be doing is fitting the davit to the deck, but first we're going to be fitting the circuit board. So if you give me a moment, I'll bring the deck over. And as if by magic, a big massive deck has appeared. So yeah, as I mentioned, I think this is the last one, and it is. So we're turning the deck upside down. I've already removed the dome, just, well, for obvious reasons. Cause, oh yeah, I forgot to remove the deck housing though. Forgot it wasn't attached down. So again, there's only one way it will fit. It goes with the plugs facing down. That bit fitted in really nicely again. Let's see if this one will too. No. Always seems to be the back one that doesn't want to go in as easily as the front ones. So I need to try and find a way to balance this deck without anything touching the ground and pull this clip out at the same time. Great fun. Great design, Hachette. Congratulations. There we go. And that's that. Clipped in. Now obviously in time the wires and everything will plug in. I'm fairly sure the Z wires plug in to the last, I think it's J3 on each of these, but we'll need to wait and see because they haven't told us yet, so I'm not going to do it. Next, we're turning the deck over. So I'm going to put the deck housing back on, just to save it getting lost or damaged. You know, like I almost did there when I dropped it. Put tweezers away. Again, put the dome back into place. And then put the skylight over the top of it. Just like that. Very nice. And the davit is going, again, right up at the front, next to where the grand staircase should be. Again, large pin, large hole, small hole. Push to fit. Fits very, very nicely. And that's that. That is the boat deck after issue 52. And that's all there is to do in issue 52. But yeah, again, same as issue 50 really, not a great deal to do, but again, it was necessary bits, the davits, again the lifeboats and everything, the cutters, so we've got quite a stock of lifeboats now. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of the hanging lifeboats, 2 of the ones with just the tarpaulin covers and no hangers, and 2 cutters. I also have the grand staircase sitting loose because I haven't fitted it yet. I think I'll probably be fitting it before we screw the deck housing, well, obviously before we screw the deck housing down, but as I said, that's how my grand staircase is looking, and it's probably as good as it's going to get, so I will just attach it when it comes time. But other than that, that's us. So, that's us for issue 52. What's coming in issue 53? Well, the base for the third funnel. All the vents and details, the water pipe, and the LED board that I believe goes underneath. So yeah, that'll be quite good. I think, as I say, up to issue 57, I've seen kind of the synopsis of, and it's basically finishing off the boat deck, putting the remaining 2 funnels on, and yeah, the davits and details for the rear section as well. Which will be nice to get the boat deck finished, but then there's no hint as to what we're moving on to next, whether we're going to go down the way with the superstructure or whether we're going to go back the way with the hull. It'll be interesting to find out. So, if you want to find out, please do subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, comment any feedback, suggestions, criticisms, or just random comments down below. As I say, this is what she's looking like. This is just the boat deck section, obviously, but it's a big old beast, isn't it? I mean, you can see behind me, Bismarck's big, but this is going to be even bigger, I think. So, yeah, really impressed and looking forward to continuing. So, yeah, thanks as always for watching, and as always, peace out, guys. I'll catch you for the next one.